This week in Jamaica Now, Jamaica's Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clarke to leave government for the International Monetary Fund. Who will replace Dr. Clarke? Favored Williams is among the touted contenders. The race is on to get 107 hurricane-battered public schools ready for Monday. And Olympic great Jamaica's George Roden has died. I'm Jovan Johnson and this is Jamaica Now. Jamaicans are awaiting the announcement of a new finance minister to replace Dr. Nigel Clarke, who is heading to a senior post at the International Monetary Fund, IMF. IMF Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva announced on August 26 that Dr. Clarke will join the IMF as one of 4 deputy managing directors on October 31.
Dr. Clarke brings a unique perspective. First, as a finance minister of a country that has transformed remarkably to the better over the years since he started in his position in 2018, and showing that it is possible to build strong institutions, to have a remarkably resilient economy, to overcome challenges is something that would benefit everybody in the membership, but especially countries struggling with similar challenges.
Dr. Clarke has been Finance Minister of Jamaica since March 2018. He represents the St. Andrew Northwestern constituency in the House of Representatives. In a congratulatory statement, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said Dr. Clarke's appointment is a historic and important development in which he takes immense pride.
The IMF plays an indispensable role in the world economy, promoting global financial stability. As such, the position of Deputy Managing Director is global in scope. No citizen of Jamaica, or the Caribbean for that matter, has ever before served at this level in the IMF. It is to the benefit of Jamaica and the Caribbean for one of our nationals to serve in such a consequential global position. The development is therefore a tremendous gain for Jamaica and the Caribbean.
And Mr. Holness says he has identified a new finance minister, but has so far not revealed a name.
The government has identified successors to Nigel in both his ministerial and parliamentary responsibilities, and there will be a smooth transition in both capacities. We will provide updates in due course, and the public can expect policy continuity and a continuation of the economic achievements that this government has worked so hard to secure.
Dr. Clarke has been credited for leading Jamaica through a period of macroeconomic stability and maintaining the downward trajectory of the country's debt. But his critics, including the opposition People's National Party, have slammed him for the country's low growth. Dr. Clarke's departure comes just about a year before general elections are due and amid recasting of the national budget in light of the multi-billion-dollar repair bill associated with the passage of Hurricane Beryl in July. The central bank has also warned of contractions in the economy. The opposition PNP has congratulated Dr. Clarke on his appointment, but its General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell says his party has some concerns about the impact of Dr. Clarke's departure.
This prestigious role is a notable achievement for Jamaica on the global stage. This development raises significant concerns about the future of Jamaica's economic management and leadership. Dr. Clarke's departure comes at a critical juncture for our country as we face serious economic challenges, including the spiraling cost of living and the negative growth impact of the recent hurricane. The timing of Dr. Clarke's departure also brings into question the government's ability and commitment to addressing the ongoing economic burdens facing the Jamaican people. We are constrained to ask whether his move at this time signals the abandonment of a sinking ship, leaving the Jamaican population to grapple. We urge the government to provide immediate clarity on the transition plan for the Ministry of Finance.
And some of the names being touted to replace Dr. Nigel Clarke include Education Minister Favored Williams. There has also been a suggestion that the Prime Minister should keep the post and appoint Senator Dr. Dana Morris Dixon to be the day-to-day minister. And the ruling Jamaica Labour Party has announced that Councillor for the Chancery Hall Division in the Kingston and St Andrew Municipal Corporation, Dwayne Smith, will replace Dr. Nigel Clarke as its standard bearer in the St Andrew Northwestern constituency. Mr. Smith was expected to take over from his father, Derek Smith, in 2018, but after internal talks, he stepped aside. In other news, Education Minister Favour Williams says 902 of the island's 1,009 schools will be ready for the start of the 2024-2025 academic year on September 2. Some 362 schools suffered various infrastructure damage from the passage of Hurricane Beryl on July 3. Minister Williams says the schools have been prioritized based on the nature of damage, with special focus being given to 107 schools that had roof and other major infrastructural problems.
I know that on September 2, the press will be around to take a look at schools, and I just want them to be clear that they may go to a priority 2 or a priority 3 school, and somebody's going to point out the damage that's there, and they will say the ministry hasn't done anything. That's because we are going to be taking care of that repair during the school year. We simply had to put blinders on and focus on the priority 1 schools. Those had their roofs blown off, and we just had to take care of those. And we had to do that in order for those schools to have a chance to be opened.
Mrs. Williams says the cost of repairs has grown to over $3 billion. And the Education Minister says only 18% of Jamaican students who sat this year's Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate CSEC exams received 5 or more subjects inclusive of mathematics and English language. This is a 3 percentage point decrease when compared to last year. Persons are typically required to have at least 5 CSEC subjects, including mathematics and English language, to be accepted into tertiary institutions and to be considered for many jobs. Meanwhile, opposition spokesman on education Damien Crawford says the nation has reached a crisis point with the recent underperformance in CSEC mathematics. Mr. Crawford explained that the nation's educational plight was further demonstrated through local jobs, which previously depended on human input but now utilize mechanical technologies. And Mr. Crawford also says he wants more details on teachers coming to Jamaica from Ghana.
Instead of trying to have a teacher retention plan, the ministry and the minister have engaged on a teacher importation plan. And even with the teacher importation plan, it is very helter-skelter, it is very unplanned, and it is lacking further information that is necessary for us to judge on the impact that it will have. We read today in the newspaper that 27 Cubans or 28 Cuban teachers are now in Jamaica for the start of the school year. But for some reason, we have not seen in the media, in the social media or otherwise, the arrival of the much shouted about Ghanaian teachers that are supposed to be coming to Jamaica. Let's remember, school starts next week. These Ghanaian teachers should have been carried at a point that they could participate in summer school so they could acclimatize themselves to what is to expect from the teaching practice in Jamaica, from the students in Jamaica, and how comfortable they would be. We also have questions as to what is the number of Ghanaians that are supposed to come, and is this going to be sufficient to replace the 1,400 or to satisfactorily place a dent in the 1,400 additional teachers this year that we expect to migrate from the classroom.
Earlier this month, the Education Minister said the government did not intend to inundate the country with imported teachers, but Mrs. Williams said there are critical gaps to be filled. The Office of Utilities Regulation OUR says it has instructed the Jamaica Public Service Company JPS to reduce some customers' bills in the next billing period. Further, JPS has been directed to reissue those bills issued in August with zero consumption that do not show a corresponding zero money value. The scale of JPS's bill increase for August came to the OUR's attention after the company began to dispatch the bills and customers started to complain about high electricity charges. The OUR said in 2021 it told JPS that it viewed any average increase in overall rates in excess of 5% to be a rate or bill shock, a situation that should be avoided. Energy Minister Darrell Vaz has dismissed as fake news claims circulating on social media that oil has been discovered in Jamaican territory. Rumors of the alleged discovery of oil, which is said to be the equivalent of 7 billion barrels, have been spreading on social media, with claims by some people that the government is engaged in a cover-up. But Mr. Vaz says those claims are not true.
I've seen the many posts on social media and received WhatsApps and telephone calls in relation to the fake news circulating on social media in relation to the discovery of oil on our shores or off our shores. As Minister, I can categorically state that there's no such thing. It is absolutely fake news. I, as Minister, would be the first one to be excited to share any such good news if and when that happens. So until such time as you hear from me, while I'm Minister, disregard all information in relation to Jamaica's discovery of oil. It is just simply untrue. Lie.
And United Oil and Gas plc, the British company licensed to search for oil offshore Jamaica in the Walton Morant area, has also denied claims it has discovered oil off the island's coast. Labour Minister Pernell Charles Jr. says he does not expect Jamaica to experience any significant fallout from the announcement that Canada is to cut the number of temporary foreign workers being let into the country. Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, made the announcement regarding the temporary foreign worker program on Monday, but with exceptions for construction, healthcare and agriculture, where acute staff shortages still exist. And in some sports news, Jamaica's Alana Reid won the women's 100-meter gold in 11.17 seconds at the World Under-20 Championships in Lima, Peru on Wednesday. Her compatriot, Kerika Hill, followed up with a gold medal winning sprint in the women's 100-meter hurdles final. Ms. Hill ran 12.99 seconds to win. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. Follow us on X, formerly Twitter, and Instagram at Jamaica Gleaner, and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. Like this video on our YouTube page, turn on your notification, and subscribe today. I'm Jovan Johnson, and before we go, Sport Minister Olivia Grange and her opposition counterpart Wavell Hines have expressed sadness at the death of Jamaican Olympian George Roden. Mr. Roden died on August 24 at age 97. Let's look back at some of the highlights of the career of Mr. Roden, who was the last of the celebrated quartet that won the gold medal for Jamaica in the mile relay at the Helsinki Olympics in 1952. He also won the 400 meters gold.